Some women will tell you exactly who they are without ever saying a word. Their actions, their subtle habits, their patterns, they whisper truths that many men overlook until it's too late. Today, we're peeling back the layers and revealing the red flags men should never ignore. Not clichés, not stereotypes, but psychological warning signs that quietly predict trouble ahead. If you've ever wondered why certain relationships feel like walking through a minefield, pay close attention, because the signs are usually there from the very beginning. Let's begin with emotions, the heart of every relationship. One subtle but powerful red flag is emotional volatility. If her moods swing rapidly and unpredictably, and you often feel like you're walking on eggshells, it could signal deeper instability. But here's the nuance. Everyone has bad days. The difference is pattern versus occasional moment. If every disagreement becomes a storm or every small inconvenience explodes into drama, that's not passion, that's chaos disguised as love. Another sign is inconsistent vulnerability. A woman who shares too much, too soon, detailing every trauma on the first few dates might not be forming genuine intimacy, but instead testing boundaries or using oversharing as a hook. Real connection unfolds gradually, manipulation rushes it. Now let's talk about behavior, the small, repeated choices that reveal character. Pay attention to how she treats others when she has nothing to gain. For example, the way she speaks to waiters, cashiers, or strangers. If kindness disappears when the spotlight is off, it's not kindness, it's performance. Another flag is jealousy masked as love. Some men mistake constant checking, interrogations, or controlling behavior for care. But genuine care gives freedom, not surveillance. Here's a subtler one, constant competition. If every story you share becomes one-upped or your achievements are downplayed, she's not celebrating you, she's keeping score. A woman's relationship with her social world often mirrors how she'll treat her romantic partner. Notice if her friendships are shallow or constantly shifting. If every friend is suddenly an ex-best friend because of drama, ask yourself, what happens when the drama is directed at you? Watch for love bombing in public versus neglect in private. Some women perform affection online, photos, posts, declarations, but behind closed doors, the warmth fades. This split between private reality and public image can signal insecurity or control. And then there's isolation disguised as intimacy. If she discourages you from seeing your family, downplays your friendships, or subtly cuts your ties, that's not closeness, that's control. Now, the deeper layers, the psychological red flags most men miss. One is projection. If she constantly accuses you of things you haven't done, lying, cheating, hiding, it may be her projecting her own tendencies. Another is constant victimhood. Every story from her past paints her as the victim, while everyone else is the villain. But if every ex was toxic, every friend was fake, every boss was cruel, it's worth asking, is she the common denominator? Finally, inability to handle accountability. If every mistake becomes your fault, if apologies never come, if responsibility is always deflected, you're not in a partnership, you're in a blame cycle. Some red flags only appear with time. For example, financial irresponsibility. If her spending habits constantly override her income, or if she pressures you into carrying the weight, this isn't about generosity, it's about foresight. Another is disrespect for boundaries. Today, it might be going through your phone. Tomorrow, it could be making decisions for your life without your input. The final long-term flag, inconsistent values. In the beginning, words may align with yours. But as time goes on, watch for actions that contradict the values she claims to hold. Promises without patterns are illusions. Here's the truth. Red flags don't scream. They whisper. They hide in the details, in the patterns, in the moments we often dismiss because we want the fairy tale. But relationships built on ignoring red flags eventually turn into cautionary tales. So pay attention, not with paranoia, but with clarity. Because the greatest protection isn't fear, it's awareness. If this opened your eyes, make sure you hit subscribe, because the next video might just reveal the patterns you've been missing all along.